O'clock tonight, top story is this: desperately looking for answers. That's what more than 150 undocumented immigrants are doing after an ICE investigation on a Northeast Texas business. KTK Today anchor Isaac Ramirez explains what's happened since that raid and why the vast majority of these illegal workers were not sent back to their native countries. That's in tonight's special report, Raided: The Truth About Deportation.
This is Miguel Oliva and his special needs son, Oscar.
I'd give my life for him. He's my little angel.
Oliva migrated to the U.S. illegally 21 years ago from Mexico in search of a better life for his son and family.
There are too many gang problems in Mexico. I don't want my child to be influenced by them. God has blessed my children with a high school education and their own families. My only concern is my special needs son.
His life was turned upside down when he was arrested during this ICE raid 2 months ago.
My whole world collapsed. I was thinking about my family. Who was going to help my wife and son? Who was going to pay the mortgage?
All is quiet now here at Low Trail LLC, about 17 miles west of Paris, Texas. But it was back on August 28th that 159 undocumented immigrants were arrested and sent to detention facilities. This video shows these illegal immigrants being handcuffed and placed in Department of Homeland Security buses.
Those administratively arrested will be processed for removal proceedings and may be entitled to a hearing before an immigration judge, depending on their previous criminal history or immigration history.
In the days after the raid, this church in Paris took donations and became a hub for immigrant families.
It's a difficult situation. We have women who come and say that their husbands are still detained.
The pastor says many families lost their main source of income and are desperately searching for help.
Families are selling everything they own. Some had to pay $7,500 bonds to be released. They thought they could work again, but they don't have work permits. No one wants to hire them because they're scared.
According to information released by the Department of Homeland Security, it all started after officials received word that Low Trail, a company that builds trailers, may have knowingly hired undocumented immigrants, and that some of those workers were using fraudulent IDs. Oliva admits he was using fake documentation. After the raid, he was taken to one of 2 ICE detention facilities in North Texas and Oklahoma, but was quickly released in 1 day after posting immigration bond.
They did a background check on me and saw I had no criminal record. They told me I had to pay a $2,500 bond. They then came back and told me it was $5,000 instead.
A common misconception is that these immigrants are immediately deported after being caught. To clear up the confusion, we spoke to legal experts.
People have rights, and so when they get detained and they get released, that they now get to go before an immigration court, and there is relief available for some of them. In fact, I met with quite a few families who are now eligible to apply for their legal permanent residency or to seek some type of cancellation of removal because of their situation.
Arroyo is an attorney with East Texas ties, representing several people detained in the Paris raid. She says most come here illegally due to a broken immigration system.
Why don't you cut the times that people are waiting? I mean, there are people, thousands and thousands of people who filed petitions back in 1995 who are still waiting for the opportunity to apply for their green card.
She says one solution would be adding more immigration judges and staff. But this may all come to an end. The president tweeting over the summer, when somebody comes in, we must immediately, with no judges or court cases, bring them back from where they came.
Now, Ms. Arroyo, some people say that these immigrants came here illegally. Why should they have rights in the first place?
The problem is that our system is so broken that we're not giving people a legal way to come into the country.
Congressman Louis Gohmert of East Texas agrees that the immigration system needs to be fixed, but doesn't want to talk about any kind of reform until the border is secure.
Build a wall where we need it and have adequate manpower to man the wall, the fence, the areas of our border. We have to do that. And once we have secured our border, then we can deal with the other issues, and they'll be a whole lot easier to deal with.
As for businesses that hire undocumented immigrants, Congressman Gomer believes they should be punished.
The raids are not on everybody that has illegal immigrants working there. It's just to try to keep most employers honest.
Nah.
Oliva and his family are in a financial struggle. He can't work due to lack of documents, and his son receives no benefits from the government because he too is here illegally.
He is my son. He is my responsibility. I haven't needed anything from the government. I have asked for no benefits.
Oliva only wants one thing.
I just want a work permit. I want work permits for all of us who have done good and worked. I want to come out of the shadows. I'm already paying taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, but I'll never be able to claim it.
He'll face an immigration judge in December who will decide whether or not he will be deported. But until then, he'll rely on one thing more than anything else: his faith. Isaac Ramirez, KETK News.
And this note to Isaac's story there, according to DHS, 12 undocumented immigrants arrested during the ICE operation have since been federally indicted for illegally re-entering our country after being deported. They're facing up to 20 years in federal prison if convicted.